Welcome to another deep dive. And this time,
Yeah.
we are tackling the enigma that is Amanda Bynes.
Oh, yeah.
From Nickelodeon darling to tabloid fixture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her story, it really is a wild ride.
Wild.
So strap in, everybody, as we
Yeah.
try to answer the big question.
Okay.
Is she a visionary or just a really good con artist?
Mm-hmm.
Grifter or gifted?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
You know, what's fascinating about Bynes is that she was really on the fast track to superstardom
Yeah.
from a very young age.
Yeah.
And her talent was undeniable even as a child.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a kid who started in local theater at 7.
Wow.
And by 10 had landed a spot at a prestigious comedy camp,
Oh, wow.
learning from the likes of Arsenio Hall
Yeah.
and Richard Pryor.
That's some serious early exposure.
Yeah.
It's like being thrown into the talent pool and not just staying afloat,
Right.
but like actually shining.
Exactly. And she did shine.
Yeah.
Her big break came with all that.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon's sketch comedy show,
Yep.
which was a launch pad for tons of future stars.
It was, yeah.
Nick Cannon, Kenan Thompson.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was the place to be for young comedic talent.
What?
But even among that crowd,
Yes.
Bynes stood out.
She was so popular
Oh, yeah.
that she got her own spinoff, The Amanda Show,
Absolutely.
which ran for 3 seasons,
Yep.
became a Nickelodeon staple.
Yeah.
I mean, who didn't grow up quoting Judge Trudy?
Uh-huh. Right? Or Penelope Dane.
Exactly. I mean, those characters became iconic,
Oh, yeah.
and they showcased Bynes' range even at that young age.
She wasn't afraid to be silly, to
Mhm.
make faces,
Right.
to fully embody those over-the-top personalities.
Yeah.
She had that Lucille Ball energy,
Yeah.
that fearless commitment to the joke.
And it wasn't just kid stuff either.
Yeah.
Even Drake Bell,
Okay.
who co-starred with her on The Amanda Show,
Right.
and later described the experience as a living hell.
Oh, my God. Admitted that she was an absolute machine when it came to her craft.
Wow.
He couldn't deny her work ethic and talent,
Really?
even if he didn't enjoy the process.
Interesting.
Yeah, that work ethic is something that comes up repeatedly
Uh-huh.
when you look at her early career.
Yeah.
Katie Gifford,
Okay.
who worked with her,
Yeah.
compared Bynes to, wait for it,
Okay.
Lucille Ball.
Wow.
She called her the Lucille Ball of her generation.
Wow, that's high praise.
Very high praise.
Coming from someone like Gifford.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got talent.
Yeah.
We've got drive. We've got glowing endorsements from industry veterans.
It seems like it.
Bynes had all the ingredients for lasting success.
Yeah,
But then things took a turn,
right.
as they often do in Hollywood.
Yeah, the transition from child star to adult actor is rarely smooth.
Yeah,
It's a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
And the industry can be brutal.
for sure.
You know, there's this immense pressure to maintain that early success,
Yeah.
to prove that you're more than just a cute kid with good timing.
Yeah, I see that.
Right.
And for Bynes, that transition coincided with some personal struggles, some very public struggles.
Yeah. And that's where the grifter versus gifted question gets really interesting.
Okay.
Were her later actions a sign of someone spiraling out of control?
Yeah.
Or was there a calculated element to it all? It's a tough one to untangle.
Right. So let's dive into Bynes' transition to film, because
Okay.
that's where the waters start to get a bit murky.
Yeah.
Her first movie, Big Fat Liar, co-starring Frankie Muniz,
Mm-hmm.
was a huge box office success,
It was.
breaking in over $50 million worldwide.
Yeah.
It looked like she was making the leap to Hollywood stardom seamlessly.
Big Fat Liar really solidified her appeal
Yeah.
beyond Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It showed that she could hold her own
Right.
in a major motion picture.
Right.
And she had the potential
Yeah.
to be a bona fide movie star.
Yeah.
But even then,
Yeah.
there were hints
Yeah.
of something brewing beneath the surface.
Like when she later admitted to being high on marijuana
Oh, yeah.
while watching her performance in the 2010 film Easy A.
Yeah.
She even said she hated
Oh, wow.
how she looked in the movie,
Really?
which,
Yeah.
could just be an actor being self-critical,
Right.
or it could be a sign of something more going on.
Right. And remember, she later stated that
Yeah.
marijuana affected her differently than other drugs,
Okay.
possibly contributing to her decision to quit acting.
Wow.
So was this a case of an artist
Yeah.
being overly self-aware and critical,
Right.
or early signs of substance use affecting her judgment?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely adds another layer
It does.
to the narrative.
For sure.
And then there's the whole she's the man situation.
Oh, yeah.
Which honestly is a fascinating little side story.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. This is where we see Bynes' vision, or perhaps her manipulative side, coming into play.
Okay.
For the 2006 film, She's the Man, Bynes really pushed for Channing Tatum
Oh, wow.
to be cast as her love interest.
Really?
At the time,
Yeah.
Tatum was pretty much unknown,
Right.
having only done a Mountain Dew commercial.
Wow.
Producers weren't convinced.
Yeah.
But Bynes was adamant.
Oh, wow.
She saw something in Tatum
Yeah.
that others missed,
Uh-huh.
and she was determined to get him the part.
Well, so she really pushed for him.
She did, and guess what?
What?
She was right.
Wow.
Talk about having an eye for talent.
That's incredible.
Tatum's career exploded after She's the Man,
It did, yeah.
and now he's one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
Huge star.
It makes you wonder if Bynes was truly a visionary,
Yeah.
someone who could spot raw talent potential where others couldn't,
Right.
or was it a calculated move?
Whoa.
Did she see an opportunity to
yes.
elevate her own status by attaching herself to a rising star?
Yeah.
Was it a grift,
Right.
or was it just good instincts?
It's a great question.
These are the questions that keep us coming back
I know.
to the grifter or gifted dilemma.
It's so true.
And things get even more complicated as we move into the next phase of Bynes' life,
Okay.
where legal troubles and mental health struggles
Right.
take center stage.
Yeah.
It's a period that really forces us to confront the grifter versus gifted question head on.
It's like, at what point does a public meltdown
Yeah,
become something more than just a series of bad choices?
right.
Is it a cry for help?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a calculated attempt to manipulate the media?
Yeah.
Or is it something else entirely?
This is where the line between personal struggles
Right.
and public persona
Yeah,
gets really blurred.
totally.
And it's also where the ethical considerations of media coverage come into play.
Yeah.
How much is too much? When it comes to reporting on someone's personal struggles,
Right.
especially when mental health is involved,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
it's a tricky balance,
Yeah.
and it's a conversation
Oh, yeah.
we need to keep having.
Yeah.
But for now, let's get back to Bynes.
Okay.
In 2012, she had her first DUI,
Okay.
and it seemed like the floodgates opened after that.
Wow.
Hit-and-run charges,
Uh-huh.
throwing a bong out of her apartment window,
Oh, my.
bizarre Twitter rants.
Wow.
It was a lot.
It sounds like it.
And it's important to remember that she was later diagnosed
Okay.
with bipolar disorder,
Okay.
which can manifest in unpredictable
Yeah.
and often distressing ways.
Right.
So how much of her behavior
Yeah.
was a result of mental illness,
Right.
and how much of it was something else?
It's a good question.
It's a question that's impossible to answer definitively,
Yeah.
but it's something we need to consider
Right.
as we try to make sense of her story.
Yeah.
And then in 2013, she was placed under conservatorship,
Right.
which lasted for nearly 9 years.
That conservatorship, controlled by her mother,
Yeah.
was a significant turning point. It's essentially removed Bynes from the public eye
Yeah.
and raised questions about her autonomy
Right.
and the role of family in managing her affairs.
Uh-huh.
Was this a necessary intervention
Yeah.
to protect her well-being,
Yeah.
or was it a form of control that further fueled her sense of frustration and rebellion?
It's a complex issue,
Yeah.
and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But it's clear that the conservatorship had a profound impact
Yeah.
on Bynes' life,
Yeah.
both personally and professionally.
And then in 2018,
Yeah.
we got a glimpse of her in a Paper magazine interview.
Oh, right.
She talked openly
Yeah.
about her struggles,
Uh-huh.
her regrets,
Okay.
and her hopes for the future.
That interview was fascinating. There
Yeah.
was vulnerability there.
Yeah.
A sense of self-awareness and a desire to reclaim her narrative.
Right.
It suggested a possible turning point in her journey,
Yeah.
a step towards healing and taking control of her life.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But it wasn't a straight line
Okay.
to recovery.
No.
In 2022, the conservatorship ended,
Okay.
and she got engaged to Paul Michael.
Right.
But the relationship was rocky, with accusations of drug use
Oh, no.
and a broken engagement.
This highlights the ongoing challenge.
Yeah.
Bynes faces.
Yeah, recovery is not a destination.
Right.
It's a process.
Hmm.
And it's rarely linear.
It's true.
But there are glimmers of hope.
Yeah.
Bynes recently enrolled in cosmetology school,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
showing a continued pursuit of her passions and goals.
So she's still trying to follow her passions and her
It's-
dreams.
This suggests a desire to find fulfillment outside of the spotlight, to focus on her personal growth and pursue a path that brings her joy.
It's refreshing to see her taking control of her life.
Yeah.
Focusing on her passions. And building a future on her own terms.
And that's ultimately what we all hope for.
Yeah.
Regardless of our past or our struggles to find peace, happiness, and a sense of purpose.
It makes you wonder, can she successfully rebuild her career and public image?
That remains to be seen.
Okay.
But perhaps the more important question is, what does success even look like for her?
Right.
Maybe it's not about reclaiming that former fame, but about finding contentment and stability in her life.
That's a really good point.
It's easy to get caught up in the Hollywood narrative of comeback stories. But maybe success for Bynes is simply about living a healthy and fulfilling life.
Exactly.
And that's a powerful message.
It is.
For anyone listening, whether they're struggling with similar challenges or simply trying to navigate the complexities of life.
Well said. So where does this leave us? After diving deep into Amanda Bynes' life and career, are we any closer to answering the question, grifter or gifted?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
There's compelling evidence on both sides.
Right.
On the one hand, you have her undeniable talent.
Yeah.
Her early success. And her ability to spot potential in others.
Like Channing Tatum?
Like Channing Tatum, exactly.
Right.
That suggests a sharp mind, a creative force, someone who could have been a true visionary in the entertainment industry.
But then you have the erratic behavior, the legal troubles, the very public meltdowns. It's easy to see how some might interpret that as attention-seeking, manipulative, even exploitative. The classic signs of a grifter. Someone who's using chaos and controversy to their advantage.
And the thing is, both interpretations could be true to some extent. You know, human beings are complex. And Bynes is no exception.
For sure.
It's possible that she's both gifted and troubled. Someone who's capable of brilliance and self-sabotage.
That's what makes her story so fascinating and so frustrating. It's not a neat and tidy narrative with a clear-cut answer. It's messy.
It is.
It's contradictory. It's life.
Exactly. And I think that's what we need to remember when we're trying to assess someone like Bynes. We can't just reduce her to a label, to a soundbite, to a single moment in time. We have to look at the whole picture, the good, the bad, and the complicated.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle. Where some of the pieces are missing and the ones you do have don't quite fit together. You get glimpses of a clear image, but the full picture remains elusive.
That's a great analogy. And I think it speaks to the limits of our understanding, both of Bynes and of human nature in general. We crave neat and tidy explanations.
We do.
But life rarely provides them.
That's true.
So where do we go from here?
It's a good question.
How do we reconcile the conflicting narratives, the grifter and the gifted, in a way that feels both honest and compassionate?
I think it starts with acknowledging the complexity, with resisting the urge to simplify, to judge, to categorize. Bynes is a human being with her own unique set of strengths, weaknesses, and experiences. And her story, while unfolding in the public eye, is ultimately her own to tell.
And maybe that's enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need to have all the answers to definitively label her as one thing or another. Maybe the most important thing is to recognize her humanity, her struggles, and her right to define her own narrative, however messy or incomplete it may be.
Yeah, I think you've hit on something crucial there.
Oh, yeah.
The focus should be on empathy. On understanding. On recognizing the human cost of fame. And the challenges of navigating mental health. In a world that often prizes image over authenticity.
Well said.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive
Okay.
into the world of Amanda Bynes, Are we any closer to a definitive answer? Probably not.
Probably not, no.
But maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the journey, the exploration, the wrestling with the complexities is more valuable than any neat and tidy conclusion.
I think you're right. Yeah. Sometimes the most insightful journeys lead us to more questions than answers.
That's true.
And in the case of Amanda Bynes, the questions she raises about fame, mental health, and the nature of identity are questions worth pondering.
For sure.
Even if they don't have easy answers.
Well said.
All right.
And on that note, we conclude our deep dive into the world of Amanda Bynes.
It's been a journey.
It has been a fascinating, frustrating, and ultimately thought-provoking exploration.
It really has.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Keep thinking.
And remember, sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones that defy easy categorization.
Absolutely.